Hi guys, my name is Alyssa and welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to do another number video and we're going to do the number 4 because it's in order. I am not doing this number 4 video the way that I did the number 2 video. I am not going to incorporate the master number in with this video, and the reason why is because it is extremely rare to be a master builder, a 22-4. The chances of you being a master builder is about as slim a chance as my dog being a Westie and not a Schnauzer. Sure, he looks like a Westie, but he doesn't act like a Westie. He doesn't bark like a Westie. He barks like a fucking Schnauzer. Yeah. So I will, if you are a 22-4, don't worry, you're going to get your video with the 33-6, which is even rarer. But I just wanted to only focus on the 4. If you are a 22-4, this is also a video for you. Just not going to go into detail about the 22 aspect of it. Alright, so here is your 4. You need structure. Your brain is wired like a building. A 4 is like the building. It is the builder. You need to make things. You need to make things happen. You need to watch the world grow around you because you had your hand on it. The 4 creates, but not because they have to create for their own personal enjoyment and fulfillment. They create to build around them. They create to see projects develop. They want themselves in the mix of everything. Someone like Kim Kardashian, who's a 4, and not a master builder, by the way. It's been incorrectly stated that she is, but she's not. As flaky and flighty she comes off, the girl is a businesswoman. She makes things happen. You as a 4 make things happen. And sometimes when you're making these things happen, you completely lose your sense of humor. You're not the 1, which is the father. You're not the 2, which is a mother. And you're not the 3, which is a child. You are the house that is built around the family. You are keeping that family together based on your own design and creation. Because they are building everything, because they need this stability. Out of all the numbers, this person needs control the most. And how do they get control? By building those things around themselves. So, say you're a child and you're a 4. Say you have a parent who is a control freak. You are going to build on a smaller scale within yourself. What you're going to do is you're going to build up walls around yourself. You're going to build up your own rules, regulations, your own things in order to not step on your control freak parents' toes. Because the one thing that you don't want as a 4 is to mess up somebody else's empire that they have built. So you may be confined, but you're still building. You're building on a smaller scale. Now, say you're a 4 and you're with a loose, hippie-like parent, doesn't like control, who wants you to have all the control. You're going to build on a really broad scale. You're almost going to be seen as some sort of young genius type. Building these big metaphorical walls in your bedroom, making sure nobody can come in while you're creating your whatever you're doing, when you're on the computer building things or checking things out or deciding what you're going to be when you grow up and understanding at a young age, or being like, I want to play violin and guitar and all these things because I understand that I need to have all of this if I'm going to build an empire in myself. A 4 as a child or an adult. Do you make your bed? A 4 will make their bed if their parent didn't put any rules on them to make it. A 4 will decide themselves, I'm going to make my bed. But if a 4 feels like somebody else is going to make their bed, like their control freak mother, they aren't going to make their bed because they know somebody else will do it. And they have other things to worry about. right? 4 needs to have their mind in everything, but that's why they need rules, and that's why they need structure. Without it, they do create their own, and sometimes your rules are crap. Sometimes you've built up your structure and your walls and your rules, and they are based on no reality because you were not taught proper reality, which makes some 4s scatterbrained, unable to finish a task, and maybe a little protective, and maybe even agoraphobic, and prone to panic attacks. But it's really hard to control a world you don't understand because nobody taught you. Scratch all those whatever. You came up and you grew up in this really nice family home with rules, and no one made your bed, so you made your bed, but you were told to, and you obeyed, and you had a good system into play. You really were set as a younger age to be able to build on top of that. It's like, say you came into this world and your house was already on the rock. You could just build on the rock. And I guess it's because I'm pregnant and I can't help it, but I just think of life path and I think about how it's so affected by your parents. But all in all, it's your life path. One day you're going to get it, whether you're 50, 80, 10, 15, 25, whatever. It's going to start making sense to you. If you're a little bit stunted, it's almost to be expected, and that's almost a little bit too sad. So if this was you as a 4, and you're a little stunted, and you're still trying to figure out why you are just like, you freeze up sometimes, or, you create all these rules, or maybe you're like super difficult in a relationship, this could be why. You need freedom to expand your walls. You need to be able to grow. If you can't grow, you're not going to make it anywhere. I did read this. A lot of pastors are 4s. The pastor that I grew up with in my mega church was a 4. And his church grew really, really fast. And it's very structured. The person in leadership needs constant growth, needs constant mind expansion, and needs structure, and implements that on everybody. And it's not only because of that building aspect that they become pastors, because you could say, well, businessmen too. And yeah, 4s are naturally inclined to spirituality. And they are, because they're very receptive of it, they are not closed-minded, which can make them appear a lot more creative than you are. I imagine like a 4, the inside working of a computer. All the wires crossing or whatever might look weird, but they all have a reason, and they all go to different outlets, and they all make different sense. It's not scattered ever. There's a rhyme or reason to their madness. It's a 4's brain. It might appear messy, but don't touch it. They've got this all working out, and it works out according to their own rules. The 4 out of all the life path numbers really does seem like the biggest mess of contradiction. 4 is made up of different numbers. 4 can be a 3 and a 1, or a 2 and a 2. But you're either the 22, which I can talk more about later, but that's like a double nurturing, intuitive builder. Or you're most likely the 1 and the 3. Would be the 1 is a leader, and the 3 is the entertainer. So you have this diplomatic sense about you, but then at the same time you have this really creative, fun-loving part about you. You are a delegator and cold, but you're also childlike and excitable. Okay, so that's your 4. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you all on the flip side.